number one has been more or less continuously associated with this winery from the outset, like wine is with the grape or a bottle with its cork. Our history began in 1927, a year which saw a veritable creative and cultural revolution take place throughout Spain. In this new Spain of amazing poets, surrealist painters and film directors, 11 winemakers from Peñafiel joined forces to create what would become the first Ribera del Duero bodega. From the very start, they had no doubt that in order to be the first, they had to ensure the highest quality standards throughout the whole winemaking process, and thus offer the finest product possible. In order to guarantee that this philosophy is kept up, the name Protos was chosen for their wine, a word which comes from Greek meaning the first. The name was to serve as a maxim that has guided the company on its path to the present, as indeed it had to be. Only 2 years after the winery was founded, it won its first Grand Prix award for its 1927 and 1928 red wines at the 1929 Barcelona International Exposition. Another number one to add to the Protos history of success. The spirit of constant improvement has helped the company grow, evolving over the years through a series of extensions, from the first cellar that was dug under the Peñafiel castle to today's bodega, which has more than 2 kilometers of underground galleries. In 2006, this continuous growth saw Protos begin to produce Rueda's Guarantee of Origin wines, applying the same standards of quality as they do to their red wines. With this philosophy firmly in mind, the company now produces Protos Verdejo and Protos Barrel Fermented Verdejo, 2 wines of the finest quality that further add to the bodega's legendary reputation. From the first years until today, the winery has sought to modernize its processes and introduce new techniques in order to stay number one. Always maintaining, however, very same standards of quality were in place on the first day. The same exhaustive control over the winemaking process, grapes still selected by hand. The same control over harvesting, the same philosophy of small-scale production yet maximum yield, age-old vines, and exclusive use of the bodega's own barrels. This approach to winemaking has led Protos to be present in over 87 countries, a list that continues to grow as others come to share their passion for quality. Today, the new winery, designed by the renowned architect Richard Rogers and Alonso Balaguer Arquitectos Asociados, is looking to the future with the same vision that the original group of 11 Peñafiel winemakers had back in the day, attracting numerous wine tourism visitors who fully appreciate our philosophy. Because being first means being the number one. Or should that be, to be the number one, you have to be the first.
Bodegas Protos. Ser primero.